things that y'all gonna need out there, you know, because y'all a lot like me. I'm a lot like y'all. Y'all remind me of where I was. In fact, I got a high school son in high school like y'all. I got a daughter at LSU. If you're wondering how that's possible, that's because when I was 14, I was giving birth to my first child. And by the time I was 16, I was giving birth to another child. So by the time I had these two kids, something had to happen to me for me to really wake up and get things going, because I was on a road of, I don't want to say destruction, but pretty much a road of nowhere. I was going nowhere. And one thing that had to happen to me that you all need to really embrace, and I want y'all to open y'all minds up to, is growth. I had to start growing. I came from a very unfortunate neighborhood, unfortunate circumstances. We all know what it is. And I thought that was okay. I thought that was normal. It's okay. I'm doing what I want to do. But when I had those two kids, I had to start growing. And what that means is, and that's a secret, that's the first secret to success. I don't care what you're doing. It's not about material things. You want success, one of the first secrets is you have to be open to growing out of yourself and growing into a new you. Constantly. Growing out of yourself and growing into a new you, a better you. And when you reach that you, guess what? You keep growing. You reach that better you grow into another better you. So that's one of the main secrets you have to be open to, if that makes sense. Going out of yourself into yourself, constantly. At the point you stop growing is at the point you're about to be unsuccessful. If you're still doing things you were doing a year ago, 2 years ago, you're not growing. You have to constantly keep growing. And part of growing is when like I said, when I had those two kids, I had to start seeing myself somewhere else other than where I was. And I know y'all hear that a lot. Oh, you gotta have a vision, you gotta have a vision. It's true. You really have to start seeing yourself other than where your current situations are, whether they're good or bad. You gotta start seeing yourself somewhere else. And when I say that, I mean, you have to start moving all limitations, whatever it is you want to do. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself for as, well, I don't have money to do that, or I don't have the support system to do that. I don't have this or that. Act as if you did have them things, then start saying, what would I do if money wasn't an issue, my health, or whatever it is. And my voice is a little scratchy because I kind of talk all day. But just remove all limitations, because people in our surroundings, our neighborhoods, and just our culture kind of limit us what we're supposed to be. You know, they put us in limitations, and a lot of the people around you that limit you is really because they don't believe they can do those things. So who you think you is trying to do something? And I experienced that. I experienced people telling me, oh, she thinks she too much. And I was apologetic for wanting to do something better. I have to dumb down to hang out with my friends. Because if anytime I wanted to do something better, read a book, go see something different, they was, oh, that's stupid, oh, ha, ha, ha. Well, she thinks she better than somebody. Oh, she forget where she came from. I ain't forget where I came from. I'm trying to run the hell away from where I came from. I ain't want to be there no more because I wasn't going nowhere there. So I removed all my limitations, money, if that was slowing me down, support system, whatever it was, and I started really saying, if I didn't have those as an issue, what would I want to do? So then what I started doing is, I always wanted to be an attorney, right? A 14-year-old girl having kids talking about she's going to go be somebody's attorney. I always wanted to be an attorney for whatever reason. Well, when I went back to college, when I decided to go to college, because I'm currently at Tulane now pursuing degrees in law, but when I went back to college, another thing I had to decide, and there's another thing I want to share with you, growth, vision, and the next thing is perseverance. I remember what made me decide to go back to school, and that was, I had just lost a company that was pretty successful. I had a flooring store, and I lost my business. I was completely bankrupt. Not only did I lose my business, my husband divorced me because I ran it. Ain't that funny? Because I ran out of money. You usually hear about the women leaving the men when they run out of money. Well, guess what, ladies? You better hold it down because men leave you too. So I lost my business, lost my husband. Life as I knew it was coming to an end, right? So the next step I had to do, my kids at that time didn't know we was in financial trouble. And I was offered a job at NASA by my son's grandmother. She was like the head person, pretty much about to give me a job. Job started off at $60,000. Well, I was all excited. Yes, this is the answer to my prayers. I'll be able to take care of my family, blah, blah, blah. Well, she called me. She sent me the requirements for the job. Well, one of the requirements was you had to have a bachelor's degree. So I called her back. I said, okay, I'm thinking she the supervisor. I got this. I don't need no bachelor's degree. So I called her up. I said, I got the email. I said, but you know I don't have a bachelor's degree, right? She said, no, I thought you went to college. Here I was, this woman who had owned businesses and stuff. Everybody just assumed I had these degrees. I said, no, I don't have a bachelor's degree. Guess what she said? Unfortunately, even me being a supervisor, I can't get around that. They want you to have a bachelor's. They ain't even count the bachelor's degree in. I gotta give you have to have some type of degree to come over here to NASA. So I couldn't get a job. I made up my mind right then and there that that was gonna be the last time somebody tell me I can't support my family off of income because I didn't have a paper saying how smart I was, when I knew I was the best person for that job. That was unfair to my kids. That was unfair to everybody. Because I don't have a paper that tells them I'm smart, I couldn't take the job. So I decided to go back to college. I said, never no more will somebody deny me the opportunity to take care of me and my family because of a paper. That bachelor's degree means everything out there in the real world. Everything. And it wasn't that they wanted a paper that said I was smart. You know what I learned later they wanted? They wanted a paper that showed I could commit to something and finish it. That's really all college is about. They want to see that you can set a goal, commit to that goal, and no matter what happens in 4 years, you're going to get to that goal. Because a lot happens in 4 years. Your car breaks, you get into wrecks, you get sick, your children get sick. They want to see if all through that, are you going to persevere? That's really what it's about. Can you persevere? Can you overcome? A lot of people don't understand the road to success, whatever it is, whatever you define success as. I don't care what it is. People think that they make a goal and they walk out their door and they're going to walk on this straight path to success, when really the path is like crazy roller coaster. And then they quit because, oh no, it's not the straight golden brick road I thought it was going to be. You got to accept it and persevere. It's going to be hard. The harder, the better. That's how you know you're on the right road. When you're setting out to do something and it get hard and you want to quit and you want to cry and that's when you know, keep going. But I do have a saying, rest when you must, but don't quit. You have to keep going. And rest don't mean take a break for 2-3 days. Rest that day. Regroup that day. Reassess what you're doing. Make sure that maybe you might need to take another direction to get to the same path. All of those things are important to when you're trying to reach for something. But expect it to be hard, because it is hard. You walk out your door, ready to go to the interview, they're all gonna call and stuff. You get to the interview, they call in and come get your children. All of that's part of life. But guess what? The only ones who really make it is the ones who keep going. There's no difference between you and nobody else. The only difference is how we overcome things. You know, so I know that a lot of times they teach you win, win, win. Of course, everybody want to be a winner. Winning is rewarding. But guess what? Embrace failure too, because it will teach you if you allow it. Embrace failure, because again, that goes back to growth. Without failures, how do we grow? You have to be open to, I'm going to grow out of myself, into myself. Out of myself, into myself. And that's the life cycle. That's the cycle of life. As living human beings, that's what we made here to do. We made to grow in and out. So, like I said, persevering is key. And another thing I wanted to share with you all, that I'm still even experiencing this right now today. We all have something. I don't know what it is, but we all have a certain light to shed on somebody, somewhere, somehow. Our life's supposed to be lights. And it don't matter where we come from. It don't matter what our parents did or didn't do. What do matter is y'all are at an age where y'all about to cross over, where y'all make the difference. You get that? Y'all truly are, it don't even matter. No more excuses. It don't matter what mama did, daddy did, nobody. Y'all are at the age where no more excuses. Because now I make the difference. I call the shots. I'm going to say where I'm going. I'm going to say how I'm living. I'm going to say these things. And that's no excuses. Because if I would have fell back on my excuses, and I could have pointed fingers, well, my mama was like this and this. No excuses. I said it was spilled milk. Whatever they didn't do, I didn't have control of that. What I do have control of is what I'm doing today for tomorrow. So I did want to share that with y'all. And I did want to tell y'all, really think about that. Really think about the life that y'all, each one of y'all have. Everybody don't realize it right now, but y'all do have something that y'all put here for, and why y'all are who y'all are, what y'all gonna do with that life. So every day you should be going out of who you were yesterday and into just a better you today than going now. So that's all. I don't have a lot to say, but all I know, it can be done. It can be done. So, like I said, my daughter, who I had at 14, she is now at LSU. I couldn't be more proud of her. She's 20 years old. She practiced in pre-med. This was the child that they told me was going to be slow because I had her so early. I had 7 months. They told me she would be slow. They told me she probably wouldn't develop at the same rate as her peers mentally. And she running circles around her peers, and I'm proud of that. I'm no longer ashamed to say I had her at 14. I'll be like, yep, me, at her at 14, and raised her. Not only did I have her, I raised her. And I raised her with good morals, good values, because I started seeing different. I started growing up. So my son, he does well. Some of y'all may know him, may not. He attends West Jeff. But him too, I'm proud of him. 10th grade, he just took his ACT for the first time, made it 23. I think that's pretty good for a 10th grader. But I have these same talks with them constantly, because nobody didn't tell me that. Nope. Honestly, when I was growing up, they didn't say that. I didn't have those kind of people around me who would tell me things like perseverance. I didn't even know what that word was. Persevere, what that means? That's a purse? I didn't know what that was. I didn't learn what it was until I was going through so many things. So I didn't have nobody just to motivate me for what I wanted to do. You got to keep yourself around those kind of people. At least one person in your life who wants to support you and tell you keep going and go. And that's what you want to do, it could be done. Extraordinary things are done every day by ordinary people or just regular people. So whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is, I don't care. Even if you don't reach it, just try. Because something along that way of your path of going there, you're going to learn something. It's going to lead you to something else. The worst thing you can do is not give your future self a chance. I graduated in 2 more years from Tulane. I'm excited about the 2017 me. I'm happy for today. I appreciate every day. But I really do say, boy, in 2017, I see me in 2017. I'm excited to meet that lady. Just constantly think about that. Apply those things to your life. Apply growth to your life. Apply vision to your life. Remove the limitations and apply whatever vision you want. Apply perseverance to your life. Expect the paths to be hard. Expect the road to be, boy, this ain't going so good. But keep going. No excuses. Because y'all crossing over now. Because you know what the world gonna say? We don't care. I don't care what happened to you. I don't care. Next. So you can't care about those things. And I'm not saying that y'all have bad things going on, but if those are some things, they're not going to care about the excuses. They're not going to care. So you don't care about them. Put them aside. And then, like I said, remember, you are important. You do have a life. You do have something. This is not the end destination. Y'all going on. Y'all on a journey. Y'all paths begin. So you do have something more in store. So do something today that's going to help future you. Your future, you gonna say, man, thank you. I'll let your future, you be like, bro, you didn't even think about me when you made that decision. So anybody got any questions? No?
No questions?
No
None?
questions?
So what you do right now?
I'm a real estate agent.
That's right.
So I am a real estate agent. On top, I do some marketing for a home health company. So when I didn't get the job at NASA, it turned out to be okay because I was able to go to this do some marketing for a home health company, and it worked out pretty good for me. So in addition to that, I went and got licensed as an agent. And that's going really well. It's a good time to be a real estate agent right now. And I go to school, and I have kids, and do more things, and more things, you know. But and even here's one more tip to y'all goal setting and vision: give yourselves time frames to reassess. When I got my real estate license, when I first started speaking of things being hard, I wasn't getting no business. Like I hadn't paid. There's so much fees involved in getting your license, and they're expensive too. And I was like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be doing this. But I said, I'm gonna give myself 1 year. If I don't start seeing some profit in this industry, maybe I'm just on the wrong path. And it's okay. I'll reassess some things and we'll go another way. But I gave myself 1 year. About midway in the year, I still hadn't saw a quarter, y'all. But I kept saying, no, I was feeling embarrassed because I was like, I was supposed to be doing it in real estate. I started feeling like, man, I probably failed at this one. Maybe I just got too excited about it. Just when you're about to quit, I tell you, it happens every time. 5 minutes for your success. Just when you feel like you're about to quit, everything starts opening up. I was like, yeah. But I had to, if I would have quit 2 months in, 3 months in, just because it wasn't working out, I told myself a year. I said I was going to struggle it out a year, you know, so you do have to set timelines, because sometimes we are on wrong paths. Sometimes you ain't supposed to be going to do that. You know, it might have sounded exciting, but you might need to reassess. Is what I'm doing the right thing still for me? You know, do this, what I'm doing, have a heart. And what that means is, when I say have a heart, is it of any good for me? Or is it becoming of no use? And if it's of no use, redirect your path, reassess it. Sometimes reassessing it is not even quitting. Sometimes you might need to give yourself a little more time because you learned some things along the way that you probably overlooked when you set that goal. So always in goal setting, have a time where I'm going to reevaluate the goals I set to measure where I am now. So those things are important. So anybody else? Somebody else to take care of your child at 14? No. At 16 years old, I got my own apartment. Now, I always had a supportive family. Miss Velvin and I share the same dad. But her mom has been like the God-sent mom. But when I was a teenager, I didn't want no structure. My real mom, who loved me very much, it's amazing how things work in life, because I always say I had 3 moms for 3 reasons. My birth-giving mom, she real hood, right? She real street. I needed her because she helps me survive out there. Miss Belvin mom, who I share, she was the mom who gave me the support, and she was the one telling me I'm important. My real mom never told me that. My real mom, though, gave me the street sense I needed. Because I always say some of the smartest people have it all. They're street smart and book smart. They're not just one. The smartest ones is the ones who know both. So I had my street mom, I had my little God angel mom to keep safe haven over me. And then later on in life, because I never really had gravitated. Matter of fact, I had like 4 moms. That's how rugged I was. I needed 4 moms to get on track. My oldest sister was kind of like a mom to me. That's Miss Belvin's sister as well. She taught me how to be a mom. By me watching her with my nieces and nephews, when I had my children, I just was mimicking things I saw her do. And it worked, because she was an awesome mom. So I picked that up from her. And then lastly, my 4th mom, she came into my life, and she was the first woman I saw like doing it. Like doing it from a standpoint of, oh, she balling. She got her stuff like together. So I was able to see a woman with no man, and nothing wrong with having husbands and stuff, but that was the first woman I saw who just in my eyes, my definition of the lifestyle I wanted. You know, so all those women collectively together played a big role in the woman I became. So, but nobody helped me. What I did was at 16, I got my first apartment in a little hood called Mary Poppins on the West Bank. I don't know if nobody ever heard of that. Well, back then, it was like a totally different time. You used to could lie about your age. I said I was 18, got an apartment, and I had a job at Marshall's for a little while. So I was going to school and going to work at Marshall's, and I always could do a little something with help. Yeah, I was hustling, and that's how I took care of my kids.
Yep.
So anybody else?
Any other questions? Anybody? Anything you want to ask? Anything? Y'all
Well,
good?
tell me, I'm gonna ask y'all some questions. What's something you want to do? A dentist. Awesome. So what's your plan to becoming a dentist? You know what school? How long is the dentist for?
Got work to do.
Get it though, right? Good,
Got work to
good.
do.
You got to finish school on time? No. I did not. I ended up going back to school later. Because when I had my daughter, honestly, I love all my kids, but she was the one who, like, made me know I had to change. You know, the things I was going through, I wouldn't want my daughter to go through that. And I'm happy I did, because she turned out to be one of those, you did it. Well, you did it, so guess what? I had to start showing her, okay, miss, I did it. I did this, now what you got? So now, like I said, she at LSU. I go to LSU with my Tulane clothes on. She get mad. But we, and let me tell you what else is funny. Those two babies, in 2017, she graduated her first 4 years. She got to continue on. 2017, I graduated. In 2017, my son, who was in 10th grade, graduated. So, I mean, that's to me,
That's
wow.
gonna be wild.
Like, who would have knew? Who would have known? You know what I mean?
That's gonna be awesome.
Anybody else?
Can you say party at my house?
She got a fabulous house, y'all. Tell me y'all. Anybody else? Somebody? I gotta ask something.
No questions?
Oh, thank you. Even I need to hear that. Oh, for real. No, for real. Boys, let me hear from the fellas. What you want to do? Play ball? What kind of ball? Football? You any good? Yeah, you like good? What position you play? Yeah? That's good. If ball don't work, what happens? Electrician. You gotta go to school for that? Come on. So how long you getting yourself to get drafted? If you don't get drafted your first year, then what? Are you going out?
Where you getting drafted from? College? You going to college to play college ball? You know what school? Southern. Okay.
And what's his name, Mr. Murray? That's my son's last name. What you doing? What you gonna do?